Okay, let me know because I'll. Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
You're live. Are you live on my channel too? Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
I guess
Yep.
you are. Is it the different?
It's the
No,
same
it's
one.
the
It
same
worked.
one.
Yeah, it worked.
Okay, so why don't I open the clubhouse too? And let me just schedule. Oh wait, how come it's not opening?
Hello, welcome
Okay.
everybody joining in. We're gonna just get started in 1 minute here.
How come? Let me see why it's Starseed Summit start room. Okay, we're also going live on Clubhouse. So okay, let's go. So everybody here who's joining us, Richard and Jody and Joan and Phil, and where's Kiara? I guess not.
Kiara, go ahead and click accept to become a panelist.
And does Bridget want to join us since we have room for another few panelists here?
I don't think she's going to join us tonight.
That's okay. Whatever's good.
Oh.
So we don't have to make this a long discussion, but Sheila, I'm just,
Yes.
why don't you just talk about summing up the conference a little bit, and then we'll bring other people into the discussion.
Sure. You know, I think that it's been amazing 2 days to hear everyone's perspectives about why they're here, where they're from. Are you a starseed? Are you not a starseed? I think that a lot of people have come to understand that I think we're pretty much all starseeds. You know, I think this planet's been seeded for hundreds of thousands, if not billions of years, according to some of Phil's numbers. And it's pretty evident that our galactic family has a huge investment in this planet. And so I'm really excited to see where we're going. I'm excited to see what the results of this conference are going to be in the lives of all of those people who have been watching, because I know last night I probably received at least a dozen emails and texts from people who said, you know, I thought I was a starseed, but now I'm really sure that I'm a starseed. I want to open up. I'm going to meditate more. I'm going to see if I can connect with my galactic family, if I can start getting the downloads. And so I think that we've really started yet another movement here, folks. It seems like every time we have a conference, there's just like this huge rush of energy that just ripples out. And I'm so excited that we're all part of that. My computer's going crazy here.
Yes, we have made a breakthrough. I just want to go back. I mean, all of us are kind of veterans here, but I want to bring Richard into the conversation, Richard Horowitz. How does it feel, Richard, to meet starseeds that you've been looking for your whole life?
I knew I was not born into the family that I came into. There was no doubt about that. For me, actually, the fun part about this is, you know, it's been very difficult as a board certified internist working for the government, having the reputation I have to talk about the things that I'm telling you, because I've actually never really told anyone about it, because it's difficult when you're in the classical, you know, hardcore community of science. You're bridging it with your form of spirituality. I mean, I've studied spirituality since I'm young. I've studied shamanic teachings. I've gone to Mexico. I studied with the Huichol shamans. I've been in Tibet, meditating in caves at 15,000 feet. I mean, I've had some interesting experiences, but who am I supposed to talk to about this? I mean, it's not like it's the kind of thing that my colleagues, well, you guys, of course, I can speak to you guys about it, but it's not like my patients or my doctor friends are going to be listening to any of this stuff. So it's actually fun being able to just be open and share.
But how do you balance though? I mean, most of us are in that world. We don't have to worry about balancing the other world because we're so far from that other world. But how do you balance those two worlds?
Well, you know, at least for me, it's not even a question of it's one or the other. I've got my foot in both places, and even my spirituality, it even has a scientific basis. When Lama Gendon Rinpoche gave me the instruction that the rudder for my ship needed to be putting myself in other people's shoes and doing for them what I wanted, I did not have time to tell you the obstacles that I've had during 40 years of medical practice. I will tell you, just to give you a sense of it, that I probably spent over $100,000 in Tibetan monasteries sponsoring prayers for obstacle aversion over a good 30-something years, because the universe was throwing me some strong ones. The HMOs, when I discovered Babesia, it's a parasite in ticks, about 30 years ago, I spent $50, $60, $70,000 of the insurance company's money. And the first patient who I learned about this was a woman in a wheelchair for 5 years with drenching sweats in her 30s, paralyzed, could not walk. And I said, you know, your symptoms sound like this malarial parasite I just learned about. And I sent off her test. I gave her Mepron and Zithromax, and 10 days later, she walked out of the wheelchair. And the insurance companies dropped me because I was spending too much of their money on a disease that didn't exist. So I had to mortgage my house after losing 2,000 patients all at once for standing up for truth for what I was discovering. I mean, I could tell you story after story on this one. So let's just say that every time my Lama said it's time to jump off the mountain and I jumped, I now look back at my life and it's like, you know, I'm happy I had at least just enough faith to keep going and to believing this. And I can tell you for sure, looking back at 40 years of medicine, everything they told me, that if I followed the path, it absolutely came true. So, I mean, I feel very blessed, quite truthfully, because, and now, of course, I'm meeting all of you. So I feel like I have new friends now that I can expend a bit with. So I mean, it's all good. It's not been an easy
tell us
journey.
anything.
Very worthwhile.
That's right.
Chiron in your chart.
So
Tell us all
Richard,
your dark secret. Go ahead, Joan. Yeah.
as a chiropractor, you know, I can really identify with you. When you become a truth teller and you try to tell people or even stand up in that medical system, it is brutal. So I want to just acknowledge, like, I know what you had to risk to do some of the things you do. And I just want to acknowledge that. And I'm so grateful that this whole pandemic, the bottom line is that people are actually now wanting this kind of medical care, and this kind of treatment, this kind of holistic living. So your guides were ahead of the times.
Thank you, Joe.
Really quick, guys. We have Flo Karuna. Flo, brother, you're not accepting the panelist request, so please do. And
What about
Kiara as well?
Yeah.
Because I know they both want to be on the panel, so something else is going on.
And you know, if we need another panel member, I would love to bring up Kevin Briggs, because he really has been involved in this work for a long time. So let me bring on Kevin.
And Hildegard, we're sending you a request too if you want to come on. So if you get a pop-up, just please accept. And Valeria Bruno. So, and Omar. So we have 5 people in the room trying to get them on right now. So please accept if you want to join.
All right. But going back to this, Joan, what were you saying about being a chiropractor?
Well, from my experience of being a chiropractor, it had to do with the fact that the medical profession and the majority of people were believing what they were being told, the use of pharmaceuticals in a way that, or the diagnosis in a way that didn't promote healing from within. Rather, they wanted you not to get well. Big pharmaceutical, it's big business. It's repeat business. That's part of their model. So what I'm saying is I acknowledge to Richard what it did take to come up with his own theories and his own research, and not being validated by that system, which now people are really starting to rise up against, I think. They want to know how their body works now. Hallelujah.
Well, we've been pushed to the wall to know that.
Right.
Let me just introduce Kevin Briggs, who's a channel. He's very much connected with these higher guidance. Kevin, what did you think of this weekend? What was your response here?
Well, hi, everybody. And thanks for inviting me to join in the panel. It's quite an honor for me. It's been a fantastic 2 days. I've got lots of validation for myself and confirmation. And it's amazing when I see Phil talk, and John. I've seen John talk a few times now, and Sheila's just amazing. And to listen to Richard's talk today, just absolutely fascinating. But what I'm finding is all the information that's coming through this weekend, I've already received from my guides. I have, for those that don't know, I have a group of 8 ET guides, a council of 8, I call them, and I've had contact with them all my life. But what I'm finding now is the information they're giving me, they're sharing, other people have got all the same information, and now we're coming together and confirming it. So it's been a great validation for me at the weekend, and I do appreciate, I know there must be a tremendous amount of work that Sheila and Neil and everyone else puts into this, and Alan. So a fantastic 2 days.
Well, thanks for being here for 2 days. How about you, Hildegard?
Hi, Hildegard.
Hi, unmute before you start talking. Unmute.
You're muted,
And
honey.
then unmute.
All right, here we go. I'm just so excited to be able to just get the tail end of this. Unfortunately, I couldn't be here all weekend. And it just feels so good. And the challenges of all of us, whether you Starseed or walk-in, imagine Richard waking up in a medical setting after having been scraped off the sidewalk multiple times, going through all the medical checks, and then you have your patient on your gurney say to you, "Oh, where am I?" And then I tell you that I'm a walk-in from Andromeda, and I had a soul fractal upgrade. This was 30 years ago, when there was no such thing as a software and a hardware and a network. These were all not words in our curriculum, in our vocabulary. So I'm so happy that you reminded me, Sheila. Life has been super challenging. And yes, who was talking about? Oh, it was Richard, about the llama telling you jump off the cliff. Well, I'm in another one of these jump off the cliff moments, asking the universe, where do you want me to go next? And it's
Colorado.
What did you say, Colorado?
Colorado.
Well, somebody else yelled at me, come to the Yukon. So we'll see.
But that's a good point. There's so much shifting now in a way nobody knows, well, at least maybe me, where we're supposed to be, like, because reality is just changing, and the sky is opening up to new realities, and it's all in flux. It's a very interesting time, isn't it, Phil Gruber?
Absolutely. Oh, it is.
So where are you going to be besides Singapore?
Me? Everywhere. I just want to say, it's been, we're 12 hours in the future of New York, and
Right.
This conference went on usually when I'm asleep, and so, but I'll really want to watch the replay, because all the talks that I missed, I really want to get up to speed. It's just so nice, the people that I know and the people that I'm getting to know and and being introduced to. It really is a thrill for me.
Right. But this being sort of the final word on the 2 days of how many hours have we done? 18 hours, Sheila?
Something like that, yeah.
How do we sum it up? How do we pull it all together is sort of where I'm looking for, and all the different pieces, and everyone was so different and presented such a different aspect of this. We can call it starseeds, but it's really evolution of human consciousness.
Yeah.
What Richard's been through talking about with the Tibetan work. So Jody, you're a visionary. Where are we going in the future? What's the future look like?
Oh, wait, here's my little painting again. We're already there. Yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm hoping for, we're really not where we think we are. We're already past this, and we've already gotten to the point where everybody is in harmony and balance and freedom. And I mean, I think it's really important. I think I'm trying to remember, is it Bridget? Somebody said, Marina, maybe, about how love is about freedom.
Mhm.
And I think
Right.
that, right now I feel like there's so much control going on and confusion about what we are allowed to have or do or be ourselves, or whether it's the starseed stuff or just doing things in the world. I think we're at a point where I think we have to hold in our focus. We have to keep holding the focus of, being where we really feel we can be, not just for our personally, but as a whole. so that we all have the same opportunities, that we all have the ability to know that, everybody is part of the bigger picture. There's a piece, like a space for everyone. So,
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's what this weekend did. It gave people a little more of a way to go forward, to integrate a higher knowledge. Everyone presented their own piece that just gives us more ammunition to live our lives. What's that, Jody?
about accepting. I mean, everyone has their own piece. We all have different ways of how we're bringing ourselves, bringing out who we are, what we do, or however that is. But I feel like the thing in this group, I think what was nice is that it's an example of acceptance. Everybody, we're all in our own unusual ways, or according to the norm, whatever the norm is. So we all do our own thing, and but I think the acceptance of ourselves first and then of each other is what makes the difference, because most people don't even accept themselves because they weren't taught that. They were taught they have to fit in or be what other people are expecting of them, and then you live your life trying to please everybody or try to not be who you are, and it's just all the different, even doctor, you were saying how I just loved watching your video and everything. I want to actually stay connected to you because I want to ask you something.
To who? To who?
Dr. What's your last name? Harwitz?
Dr. Richard Horowitz.
Yeah,
Yes, and he's quite an entertainer as well. Yes.
So I want to keep in touch with you because of an illness related thing that has to do with inflammation, breathing, respiratory stuff. And maybe you can help me with that. So,
and
also
Jody
it's
will give you
fun.
some Starseed stuff. Yes.
What were we going to say?
I said in exchange, you'll give him some Starseed activations.
Well, Jody, you should know I already wrote down your name and your address while you were talking. Looking at that, I went, "Oh, that's a woman I need to be connecting with." So I already have your here. It's
Join the club.
www.jodysirota.com. Jody@jodysirota.com. I've got it all down.
Okay, I love these
also
kinds.
think to be around somebody who's a doctor that is so much fun. It's like would be fun to go and hang out with you. Just
And
it's
intuitive doctor. Right. I think, Richard really represents a kind of movement forward where now he's allowed to trust his intuition and practice medicine.
Practice quite a unique thing to do.
Yeah.
I
Right.
want to comment on some things. I think that one of the most exciting things about this weekend is how empowering this event was. It wasn't just all information. It was activating, awakening, healing, and restoring. And what I'm hearing is that, look, we are in for some rough times. We don't have a magic wand. I'm not going to make it up. This is like some tough times are out there for us. But the more we are awake, the more our tribe is awakened. I mean, we all gave tips and tools and ways to self-empower, but to really remember these are the times we are called. And so each of us are leaders, and our tribe are leaders. They are waking up with us. And that's what's going to be important in the next period of time. So we can't make the chaos go away, but we can empower ourselves to be that light and that voice for everyone else. So that's what I want to say.
Hey, Flo, do you see some chaotic times, or are we coming out of the chaos? Are we in the flow or not?
Yeah, the metaphor that's coming to mind is, when planes get to the next highest level of elevation, they get turbulence. So I feel the turbulence is a natural part of this dimensional shifting occurring in our planet right now. And just like healing ourselves, stuff comes to the surface. So I think it is rough times, but in the overall trajectory of healing for the planet.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Kiara, why don't you jump in there, because I just love to hear the sound of your voice, and especially when you talk about Rumi. We've been.
Just wanted to say something to Kiara. I just want to thank you because you represent so much about the earth. First of all, your voice is also really soothing, but because it's hard for me, I'm so out here, and even though I'm grounded, but to do day-to-day stuff, like, it's much harder because I seem to live more in the etheric. And it was just great to just have your energy there, and your presence is very earth connected but expansive simultaneously. And it was really helpful for me to just sort of hear your stories and that connection to so deeply in the earth. So thank you.
Well, as an introduction to Chiara, humanity has been through tough times before, and somehow we've come out the other side. So Chiara, talk about that ancient wisdom that helps us move through these different times.
Well, we're so used to living in linear time, where, we have this experience now, and that happened in the past, and this is what we look forward to, or what we can expect in the future, that we don't realize how simultaneous everything is. And the question I have to ask myself is, what would the alternative be? All right, so, in the last year and a half, we had this COVIDian drama. We're all locked down. But what's the alternative? We could be hiding in our basement, experiencing nuclear warfare. We could be having massive turbulence on so many levels that it would be literally an extinction for humanity.
Right.
So if we look at it from that perspective, what's the least of all possible evils?
Right.
And earlier we talked about the supramental force. And to me, this is the power of the supramental energy. That, yes, there's going to be turbulence because we're rising to the next level, as Flo is visualizing. But that turbulence is not going to be as intense as it would be if it weren't for this supramental force, this unifying field. So I think we need to look at that perspective.
Right. And what the weird thing is, besides mentioning all the things we could be living the life we were living 2 years ago, going along as if everything was okay. And now we've had a wake-up call that it's not okay how things have been going on. And there's things going on beneath our noses, and things and manipulation and all that stuff that finally everyone, no matter who you are, is waking up to the fact that, hey, I think there's something else here. I think there's more going on in reality. So
and the other thing with it, Alan, is our idea of peace. We tend to look at peace as what's familiar, even if it's ugly. So being at peace means not having war. Being at peace means not making waves, but it's stagnant. We've been stagnant on a soul level. So now what's happening is we're being shaken up. We're being shaken out of that false peace and pushed into, it's like being pushed out of the nest, when it's time to fly.
Right. Hey, Kevin, does your guides tell you that? What do your guides tell you about the future and coming together as a planetary civilization?
Okay, well, it was very interesting, actually. I can't remember which speaker it was now, but they was talking about the golden years for humanity. And that's the message that I've been given by my Council of Eight, that we are moving forward rapidly now towards the golden years for humanity. But we will first
When is that? When is those golden years? I want to put in my calendar, but when is those golden years?
Okay, well, I don't have a date as yet, but they do have a step plan for me that I'm working towards, and but I'm sure it's going to be very soon. I know soon's not a very good word to use, but we are much closer now than we used to be. And as I say, I've heard it from other sources as well in relation to the golden age for humanity. So I'm quite excited for the future. But they did say that there would be turmoil. The old paradigms have to be torn down, and then we have to rebuild. But what they're saying is we already have some technologies of our own that hasn't been released to us yet. And they're willing to, when we have what they call the reveal, when they reveal their physical presence to us, which is one of the things I'm working towards, then they will share their technologies with us. And this will lead us to the golden years for humanity. And I do seem to be hearing this from different areas now.
Well, what does the golden years mean? What does that actually look like? I mean,
Okay, it would
possibly.
be like a paradise. There would be no wars. We wouldn't have the pollutions. There would be sufficient food and housing for everybody. And it would be an idyllic world, a world that we would desire for our children, for our future generations. But we can co-create that society with our ET star families. And that's where we're heading. That's where we need to head. Because I think Richard said that we're reaching that extinction phase very, very shortly. So we don't have much time left. With our ET guides and our various councils that are here to assist, then we can overcome the technologies that we need to expand our understanding of how to keep the planet pollution-free, and that's where we're heading, and that's where we have to head. But I say we do have a short period of time to do that. So I'm always say exciting times ahead, because I just feel it's just around the corner now. I'm looking myself, and I'm not making any predictions for next year. But I've just been. What I tend to happen to me is I'll reach a brick wall, and then I'll need some more information, and then that information will come forward to me. I've been working for a while trying to get a mandated protocol implemented to receive our star families, and I've been working on that for a while. And I was introduced to Sylvain Rochand a couple of weeks ago, and he's got a mandated protocol already drafted. Yeah, already drafted. So he's given me that copy. I've amended it, and now what we need to do is work on that, get people to sign it, and then he can present it to our governments. And our governments are not interested at this moment in time, but at some point they will be, because we are moving forward rapidly before then. Well, and that's where we're moving to.
Well, put a link in the chat. Phil, looks like you're thinking. What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm getting next Tuesday, 3:30 in the afternoon, Central Time.
I want to go with you.
The golden age begins.
Thank you for that prediction.
No, Jan von Rysbroek, The Adornment of the Spiritual Marriage. Knowledge of ourselves teaches us whence we come, where we are, and whither we are going. That we come from God and we are in exile. Well, that exile is about to end. Mm-hmm. We know the Shekinah, the presence of God, is going to return in her dazzling white radiance, and she will be the angel that liberates matter from its bondage. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go back to sleep soon.
Thank you. Sure you weren't asleep now, but no, thank you, Phil, for that.
Brick by brick, we're building that temple, rebuilding the temple, first in ourselves, and then the temple in man will be rebuilt.
But I do think the vision Sheila had of these 4 distinct groups coming together is part of awakening consciousness out of the mundane. Right? You want to talk about that, Sheila, the Wish Foundation, and what that means maybe for people just hearing about it, and what because you're starting a university, I mean, basically. So talk about the big vision you, oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay, never mind. But just talk about your vision.
Yeah. Okay. Couple things. First off, in working with my team, it feels to me like we're only looking at, less than 5 years, honestly. I don't think that we're going, if we make 5 years, I'll be surprised. More like 2.5 to 3 years is what really feels right to me. And I also think that some of this turbulence that we're feeling is actually this division and shifting of the timelines, because I think that we are consciously choosing how we are creating our realities. And I am so grateful that we're all choosing to create a reality together. And so I look, if you look to the left and you look to the right, it's like, what are they doing? I can't even identify with a lot of people that, I used to be in agreement with, because of the shifting of our frequencies are so different. And I think that with this virus that came around, I think that it actually was serving as a catalyst to either wake people up or to have people to drop in a little deeper to who they are and to make some choices. So I see that we're like in this huge choice point right now. And I am grateful. It seems like everybody here is in agreement on where we want to go, because as long as we can focus on where we want to go and not worry about what's happening here, we're already putting our energy there. We're creating that reality, and all we have to do is step into it. So, and that's what I'm also trying to create with the Wish Alliance, because yes, it's walk-ins, indigos, starseeds, hybrids, but we also have dimensional people who know they've come in from other dimensions, or they're channeling other dimensional beings. We have people who remember being in the angelic realm. And so, you know, I think that we all kind of like to have labels, and walk-ins, indigos, starseeds, and hybrids kind of label what we're all doing right now. And I know for me, you know, being a walk-in, I was very, very blessed that when I came in, I don't have that baggage of, you know, being concerned or being worried or, you know, what are people going to think, because I just do what I do. And with the Wish Alliance, it seems that we're drawing more and more people who are saying, hey, I'm ready to do what I'm going to do. And whatever the world thinks, I'm just going to let that fall away. And so we have a very strong, it's almost like this spiritual evolution movement that's actually taking place. And we have more and more people joining us. I mean, honestly, we've doubled our numbers on Facebook, what, Phil, 2 weeks, a week and a half?
Just in the last week, in the last week.
I mean, it's phenomenal. The people that are just coming, and that's just on Facebook. And I have and thank God for April, and thank God for Cindy helping out, doing a lot of this, you know, stuff, helping me, because I can barely keep my head above water. I'm just getting inundated with more and more people having these phenomenal experiences. But we want to bring everybody in, because everybody's experience is valid, but people are waking up. People are getting excited. People want to create community. They're looking for community. People are coming together in ways that they have never come together before. And I find that exciting. And so we label that Wish. And within Wish, yes, we have a lot of phenomenal projects that are going on. And, you know, Alan just kind of mentioned one of the things that we're projecting for the future, but we're also looking at developing a series of books which will help people to be able to pick these books up and to read about spiritual awakening processes, about you know, the true history of the planet. And I'm so excited for all of these wonderful projects, and anyone out there that wants to get involved with the Wish Alliance, please just let me know, because we have so much going on. We would love.
What do you want them to do if they want to get involved? What would they do to get involved?
Well, if they want to get involved, first off, we have all of these various meetings that we have that's going on Thursdays. And so right now, you know, like I'm either doing all of the meetings, Phil steps in and helps, Hildegard steps in. I would love to see a rotating, almost like a speaker's bureau, where we maybe even expand it out a little bit more, that people can get involved. People, we can kind of unite, and people begin to develop blogs. They can develop things for the website. And so there's lots of ideas that's out there, but, you know, we're only a few people right now that's trying to do all this work, because everybody that's getting involved is so busy with everything. And so I am so grateful for all of you that's out there, all of the people that are participating, our luminaries, which help to actually get Wish going, which are Barbara and Neil. Then we have our emissaries, and you know, we've got Hildegard and Phil, and we've got you, Alan, and Kiara. We've got a lot of people, and we've got then our ambassadors, and our ambassadors are those people who are really out there providing the services, who have classes and courses for people who, you know, if you're seeking information on a particular subject and you can't find it, go to the Wish Alliance, because on our website, wishalliance.org, because chances are you're going to find somebody who's walking that walk that you want to join with, or that has the answers that you're seeking. And so we have so many wonderful, you know, these people are highly vetted, that are our ambassadors. And so we know that when people come to seek a service, that they're going to get a high quality service. And so everybody that's out there that's participating in this, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're not participating and you want to participate, if you want to become an ambassador, just get a hold of Phil. No, I'm sorry. You can just let me know. I thought I would just wake you up there. You're too quiet.
I was dozing. It's
Yeah,
okay.
just dozing. But yeah, you can get a hold info@wishalliance.org. You can go to the website, the contact section, and just let me know what you're interested in helping with. And you may have some great ideas that the Wish Alliance can bring forward. And, you know, of course, right now, one of the greatest things that we're doing are this set of 3 conferences. And we have the Walk-In and Indigo conference that's now, all of these are going to be annual. And that's coming up January 8th and 9th. And then we have the hybrid conference, which is at July 24th, 25th, I think.
Somewhere around
And
there.
then we have the Starseed conference about the same time next year. And
Yeah.
so, you know, we've got conferences that's going on, our weekly meetings. Please, if you want to be involved, just get a hold of us and let us know.
Right.
Quick,
Great.
I just want to jump in here.
Yeah.
So I'm having some issues in my hotel, so I'm just on and off. So I'll be here and then I'll be gone. I'll be coming back. So I just wanted to make a comment. First of all, Wish Alliance is becoming an archive for, you know, conscious practitioners, musicians, all types of services, really, right? And services and products even that are people that are really dedicated their life to the evolution of consciousness, right? So it's becoming that archive, because having an archive for this, and maybe even worldwide, some, you know, in the future, where we have people from all over, where you can search by your country, even, would be something really beneficial, as people are waking up and they really want to connect with others, and even get the modalities, even if it's Reiki from someone in Russia, right? And maybe you only have one person in your whole entire city, who knows, right? So that's what it is. Just like Portal to Ascension is like a one-stop shop for the presentations and information, Wish Alliance is like, we're basically sister organizations, if you will, where we're basically creating a hub for all of this awareness and connecting people worldwide. Now, my comment here now is that, you know, I've said this a few times, different presentations, but if you really go back in history, let me just tell you how I got to this, actually, awareness at first. When I was looking at, you know, the whole Mount Sinai, Moses kind of connection, and trying to really dive into why did Moses come down with the 10 commandments and do what he did to his people, right? But then I started looking into it, and I realized that, oh, wait a second, it was because it was the turn of a zodiac into a new zodiac, and they were worshiping the old zodiac, and there was a new one coming about. So then I was like, wait, why did he judge them if they were just based on the old paradigm, and the new paradigm just began? So first of all, that's just a whole story in its own. I don't think that he actually cast like the earth open and they all fell in, but I do feel it was a new zodiac, a new awareness was there, and he was like, okay, this is the new information. So then I started tracking back multiple zodiac, going back every 2000 plus or minus a few hundred years, and trying to look at all the shifts in the zodiacs in the sky. And every single like major religion and other ones that weren't so major happened at the turn of every zodiac. So then that made me realize that when a new zodiac shifts in the sky, a new level of consciousness comes along with it. And with that new level of consciousness, a new amount of a different awareness. It might be an old awareness resurrected, it might be completely new. And then that connected me to the Aquarian age, that what is happening right now is we're shifting into another zodiac. And as we shift into that zodiac, new awareness is here. and a new religion, right? But the religion is the religion of non-religion. That's what I said for so long. But because I was like, oh yeah, all those were organized religions, but now we're in the age of non-religion. But now I've had the opportunity to think about that, because if you really look at the prophets that came at every zodiac, none of them wanted a religion after them. They were all doing what we were doing now. The humans were at the level of consciousness where they made it into an organized religion. Jesus didn't say, follow me. He said the kingdom of heaven was within. Right. And then Buddha, definitely, like, it's documented. Buddha's life is so documented, it's ridiculous, right? Like, he literally, Buddhism is kind of like the opposite of what he actually was saying that he wanted, because it became an organized structure and institute, right? Not to say that they're not, focusing their energy on inner peace and all of that. So the reason why I'm really hopeful and also observing the energy of this moment is that, just like the apostles, and I use this very lightly because I'm not trying to say we're the apostles, but just like the apostles had this consciousness right at the beginning of the Piscean age, and then they went out and spread this awareness, and then humans kind of took and did their own thing with it. That's what's happening right now, except we're on Zoom instead of like going all over the place, and we're here on Zoom having these conversations at the beginning of this awareness. So we're literally creating the structure for a new paradigm, and history proves that this is what happens. So we have, if we look at the cycles of time, if we look at what the Maya said, the Greeks, even the Vedic scriptures, they gave us a template to follow. We could like utilize that and see like, oh, this is what happens at this time. This is the energy of this moment. Oh, when this age shifts over here, chances are there's going to be a new awareness. And a great example of this is the cow cults, right? The cow cults, the age of Taurus. All these religions popped up all over the world that were completely worshiping cows, one of which is Hinduism, right? It's just hidden in plain sight right there. And if we were taught this, educated this from the beginning, right, it would be a part of our society. And that's what really needs to happen, is a re-education, so that we can start teaching these cycles of time and navigate, including navigating away from natural disasters and asteroid collisions and all that, because it's literally in the stars and the rhythm of the universe. Even physics.com has this article that says that Earth is adhering to some sort of pattern that attracts cataclysmic disasters. Attracts. Wow. What does that even mean? Manifesting it. Something is happening, is pulling it towards it. So once we really look at these cycles of time and we see what is supposed to happen at these ages, we can make sure that we don't have these disasters and that we continue evolving in consciousness.
Well, Zoom is a great symbol for the Aquarian age, the wavelength through the air. It's an air sign, and we are all on the air here. So it really is the manifestation of the next level. And me and Richard and maybe other people being Aquarians, Richard, how do we integrate the Aquarian age into people stuck in a Piscean framework?
Well, my wife actually contributed a lot in the book that's coming up on this, because, I mean, you probably know, as an Aquarius with an Aquarius rising, this is a very exciting time for me, because this is humanitarianism in action. I mean, if there was ever a time on the planet when we needed people to care for each other, to have humanitarian values of love and of respect and of generosity, I mean, my God, we really need it to come sooner than later. Unfortunately, Pluto is coming in the next 2 years. I mean, the age of Aquarius is just beginning, but it's about to officially start. I mean, Saturn went into Aquarius, Jupiter went to Aquarius, but Pluto, I think my wife said when it finally moves in 2023, that is the official age when it's ushered in. And I just think that the hope that we can have going into the future is that it's going to be Aquarian ideals, which is basically we're caring for one another. It's new medicines, it's new technology, it's ideas, right? I mean, the old one for Aquarius is Saturn, the new one is Uranus. These Uranian lightning bolt ideas that are going to come through people to benefit humanity. I mean, that's the energy that's going to be taking place.
Right. It's channeling, it's telepathy, it's the mental wavelengths of communication. It's going beyond the spoken words, but Kevin's doing, bringing the channeling, and everyone here is kind of accessing these. It's why Hildegard walked in a couple of times, right, Hildegard?
Yeah. Why on earth did I?
Because you're not from here. That's why.
I totally love what everybody said, and especially Aquarius. Well, ditto that one. Aquarian.
Right.
it's so true. We are here right now. When people say, well, when is it happening? Everything is happening all at once. We have arrived. And what I, with my book, Your Universe, Your Way, is all about, it's helping me understand to shift perception. Because and I love what Neil said just now, the planet draws drama to it. Yes, why? Because the planet is a replica, or we are a replica of the planet. It has a nervous system. And when I'm stuck in the reptilian brain, and when I oscillate that low frequency, and I love Flo's image of a low flying prop plane versus, a commercial airliner that can go in 35,000 feet, it's all okay. It's all perfect. There is no better, worse. And from what I've been mentored by the Andromedans by over the last 30 years is to consciously decide what thoughts I entertain, what I express, and what I give my life force to. Especially right now. Yes, here in Ontario, we have had it rough to the point that, I don't know, I could almost not feel, I can't breathe anymore. The energy is so heavy. People being scared and have to make these difficult choices, and people don't know who to believe anymore. And I always say to people, it's here. Right now, all is well. You're part of creation. And as I've learned through my near-death experience, that we indeed have nothing else to do but bring that higher vibration up in my minute-by-minute existence and be the light onto the other. It doesn't matter what kind of crap goes on around me. If I can be that change that I want to see, if I can be loving and supportive and let the guy who just cut me off on the highway go first and, do these tiny things, that's how I contribute to making this Aquarian age more real.
You do. That takes us to Joan of Angels. I mean, Joan has dedicated her life to bringing in the angelic realm. Joan, you want to talk about that? Because you are living in the Aquarian age. Can you wait? Unmute. We don't want to miss anything.
I'm a Pisces, guys. That's why I was really cracking up. And I'm a full Pisces, but nevertheless, I have a Libra moon, Capricorn rising. But you know what? I see that, yes, we spoke about that little rough spot. Listen, shift and change is that way. We are the counter force to a force that's going around the planet that's seeking to subjugate humanity in a way. And our light is so bright that I feel that when we do things like this, and we haven't focused on that one issue, all we've been focusing on is how we each bring up our own vibration and our own frequency. And again, the angelic realms, the extraterrestrial realms say you must raise your own frequency to connect with us, to be in the world we want to create. So, I see it as an exciting time. In a few years, it'll unfold and we'll all be sitting there high-fiving each other going, yes, we made it. We believed in the voices and the intuition. I think we have to believe in the connection we have, like Richard said, getting those downloads and still trusting that the download and that intuition was actually more accurate than his medical, training or our scientific, logical mind. I think this is an exciting time for all of us if we get off our butt and say yes, okay? If we don't, I think it's going to be a little, challenging. So I put out the call to all of you out there listening to us. This is the true time to say yes. Yes, I've been called. I hear it. Let's do it.
I want to say a quote that Joan says quite often: in order to be chosen, we must choose.
Nice.
Every moment we must choose. Neil is funny. So look, what an example of someone who can really like gazillion task at the same time. But yeah, we must choose, and there's no gray in this particular evolution of our planet. I don't think there's gray. I think we need to know what we stand for, what we believe in, what our values are. Listen, you even know how to treat your body finally. Like figure it out. Ask your body. Ask how you are to be here in this planet, and then we can come together to work together. I'm happy to feel all of your presence. I'm uplifted. I'm uplifted because we all know we're in this soup together. You know, we are.
Right.
There's the ship we're going on, okay? But, you know, we're still on the stairway and the water's rising. And, you know, that's where we are right now. So it is.
Hey, so Flo, can you give us some star codes to kind of take home with us? Or we're already home, but take us.
Yeah, well, you know, when I look into the future, everything to me feels decentralized. And what's happening with cryptocurrency or blockchain is a sort of reflection of what is to come, where, you know, in these blockchain systems, there is no person at the top. There's no organization dictating it, but the collective is holding the energy or the power and creating it. And that's where I feel we're headed as a civilization, where we're tapping into our inner mastery, we're tapping into our inner healer, we're tapping into our sovereignty. And this is the blessing of our time from a collective standpoint, these COVID times, where the human has to eventually decide, are they going to follow that inner compass, that sovereign compass? And that's, I believe, the question that has been presented to humanity in this time. And it's an absolute blessing. And then in regards to this COVID times, what's been coming clear is, you know, obviously I don't want this to occur, but we're here right now, and finding the medicine of it is this situation is allowing us to create the infrastructure for the new systems, where we're getting away from toxic medical systems, we're getting away from toxic news media, we're getting away from toxic financial systems, and this COVID moment has really brought it to the forefront to make us realize if we follow that old system, we're not going to survive and our planet's not going to survive. So I feel it's been a dose of empowerment for individuals where we've put a fine line in the sand and we know where we're going to walk. So I feel inspired by what's happening, and the star codes are within us. When we follow that empowerment, we follow that sovereignty, and through that, we're going to create this new planet, this new earth, and it's happening. This council is a reflection of that. And I'm just honored to be on the ride with all of you.
I think you're right. This reflects it. Everyone on the chat, everyone listening on YouTube, on Clubhouse, this is reflecting something new coming in to this realm and awakening. That's why we put so much time into making this a kind of forum for new thought. Kiara, where would you like to take us in the future? What's your vision for the new world? I think I asked you that before.
Yeah, you know, this is such a big question, and how, you know, the bigger question is, what can you envision? What are the limits of our imagination? What are we willing to risk? If we knew that all possibilities exist, what if we knew that we are creator consciousness? What if we knew this was all a game and we can make the rules any way we wish? And once we know that, I think we can take our lives back, we can take our sovereignty back, and we are. Once we recognize that there's no polar opposites in the way that we've imagined, then even the deep state, as we call it, has its purpose and its function. So there's nothing that can suppress and oppress us long enough to be able to cloud our true spirit. And this is what we're waking up to. And once we get that, I don't think we need to even worry about a future. I have absolute conviction that we're going to make it, whatever that means. There's no question in my mind, just because I know who we are. It's not dependent on what happens in linear time. We've already turned the corner. We've already brought forth the supramental energies, and we are that. So it's like once we shift our identification from poor little me, tiny little human body, into this absolute universal consciousness, and recognize that, that question itself dissolves. So I've great hope. Earlier, Richard was talking about astrology, and I was mentioning that we're going through a Pluto return in the US chart. And this to me is also significant because Pluto represents death, but more importantly, transformation and rebirth. And death doesn't have to mean destruction and extinction. It means the collapse of all identities, all perspectives, all forms. And that's happening already. And the rebirth is also happening already. It's like we are remembering. And Pluto then takes down the old forms to rebuild the new. So we're talking about quantum financial systems. We're talking about new ways of perception, new technologies, new inventions that are coming forward, new ways of connecting with each other beyond the physical senses, new ways of travel. I don't think in the age to come we're going to be limited to motor cars and airplanes, or even spacecraft. We're learning about what it means to instantly move around the universe in our Merkaba. I mean, these are not little things, but we've been so conditioned by them that we think our lives are these tiny little insignificant moments of quiet desperation. We're far beyond that already.
Thank you. Beautiful. So, Phil, yeah, go ahead. I know you have a lot to say. Go, Phil.
No.
Yeah, please. Go, please.
No, I was just texting my sister.
Oh, right, then I'll talk to Jody. Okay.
Yeah, talk to Jody.
Jody's been in this game for 40-something years, I know, because I saw her come into her own. So, Jody, you're bringing people into this new frame of mind with your channeling and your activation. So, do you have anything you want to activate us all with now as we sort of wrap up the weekend? Or just anything comes to you?
We need to do some kind of light language or something?
Just a little light language just for refreshments,
Okay, everybody just close your eyes for a moment.
Okay.
Take a few deep breaths. And envision, we were all speaking about this, envision that we are already on our way to completing what we came here to do in collaboration with each other, not just on this call, but in the world, and that it's possible to expect the possibility that we can make this work. And even though we may not have made it work in other times, it's all in the past. We have a whole new opportunity to change the world, to change our experience of who we are in relation to ourselves and each other. And to imagine that the frequency of love is a tangible, all-inclusive frequency that is a tangible, actual energy that exists within us and in the air and within and for everyone. And that it's not just something that's contained, it's something that filters, fuses through everything and everyone on this planet, in the earth, on the earth, and beyond the earth. And that in this vision as if we are already experiencing the vision as if it's already happened. Kind of like what Chiara was kind of talking about, that we have the opportunity is there, but it's not because it hasn't started yet. And even all the astrological influences that are coming, it's all about change. It's about transmutation, not even so much transformation. We don't have to process anymore. We can actually instantly, alchemically make shifts. Let us all call on Saint Germain with his violet flame to bring through the energy of the alchemist, to inspire in us that we are also of the same, that we can make changes instantly, and that to expect that instant shifts, it's like miracles are things that we don't expect to happen, but they happen anyway. So this is a time where we can really, as we hold focuses within ourselves, we can actually affect those changes. We can let's call upon the alchemists within ourselves that Saint Germain represents. He uses a violet flame that can move through us in our bodies as well as in our fields, as if we're infused with this violet energy that transmutes anything that would be in the way of our perception or belief systems or things we've been taught or things that we've experienced in the past, that it's a new beginning for us to know that we are already in the shift. It's already taking place. It's as if when you're about to, not to run a race, but if you're running a race, you're already in the race and you're already knowing that you're going to cross the finish line with everyone at the same time. So take a few deep breaths and imagine that you're stepping over the line of the past and moving now into your future self and the future of our whole existence on this planet, as if we were just stepping right into the change, the newness, the collaborative energy that is an all-inclusive frequency of love that brings us all together in the knowing that we already are where we're trying to get to. So just take a few deep breaths and give thanks and gratitude for all of us, not just on this call, but all of us in the world and those to come that have chosen to be part of this amazing experience on the earth and throughout all time, space, and dimensions. And know that we're blessed, and bless everyone else. And know that we are chosen. We've chosen ourselves to be part of this, and we're chosen to be here now and continuing. So take a few deep breaths. Start to come back to normal consciousness, feeling open and maintaining an opening of your heart. When you're ready, open your eyes.
That's why I love you, Jody. That's why.
Alan, you love me.
I have to. You're part of me. But you know, that just showed me that no matter what we call ourselves, walk-in, hybrid, stars, it's like we are here because we're here to make something else happen on planet Earth. We're tired of the same old, you know. Stanton Friedman used to say, no wonder the aliens don't want to visit us because our favorite pastime for the past 5,000 years has been tribal warfare. I think it's time for that to end and for this kind of really nice feeling to be the planetary norm. I mean, why are those in control of the military having the most money to direct, you know, what's going on in our lives? And I think we can empower ourselves in this community, this growing community, to do what Richard said, kind of take back the power of our own dimensional awareness. And what did you say, Richard? Can you say that again?
That was close, Alan. look, the fact is that we're already awakened. I mean, this is the joke of it, right? It's
Right.
the veil has come.
Lost you.
Uh-oh, he froze just when the
Are.
veil, oh. You froze before the veil came down. Okay, what were you saying?
I was basically saying that we're already there. It's a question of we're there already, right?
Yeah.
It's an evolutionary process, but as many has said, speaking today, we're already enlightened. So it's a question of just empowering ourselves and knowing the truth of that, and acting from that place instead of the place of we're fragile. This can happen. It's like that's not the deepest truth.
Right. No, I think what Jody said and did and activated is our step forward. And I don't know, Neil, is there anything else or should we bring everyone into the pool? I mean, what do you want to do?
Yeah, we can. Unless you have more questions, you can bring everyone in.
I always have a million questions, but
Let's bring the family in.
okay, everyone, it's time to jump in
Let
the
me just
pool
make
if you're.
a quick announcement really quick. First of all, we have, I think, what is it, Sheila, 2 more people to hit 1,000 in the Facebook page. Can you post that again? Because I think it'll be really awesome. Not only did Joan hit 1,000 at this event, but let's make Sheila hit 1,000, and I just hit 44,000 on our YouTube.
Ooh,
You did?
44,000.
44,000.
And I got to
Wow.
speak to the person. I'm gonna say her name, Kathy. She said, "My pleasure." She's the one that did it. Like, what are the chances that we're all figuring out who are the people taking us over the top here?
Yeah.
It's just funny to me.
2 more
Wow.
people to sign up for the Walk-In Indigo Starseed Hybrid Facebook page.
Going once, going twice.
That's right.
so
Let's
you have
do
1,000.
it.
You have 1,000 signed up there. Next, 144,000, Eric said. I want to meet Eric. He's
Yes,
been
let's do that.
for
Let's
two-
do that. 144,000.
Yes, we are 100. Right, Phil? You've been counting that number. You've been checking it off as people register for the sign up of the Light Brigade.
Have I
Yeah.
been doing that?
I think
Well,
you
know,
have.
what you said before was very profound. The Rastafarians, while they're passing the pipe around, you know what they say? And I didn't understand it until very recently.
No woman, no
Say,
cry. Is that it?
Take the ship back. Take the ship back. Take
Yes.
ownership back.
Shift happens. Yes.
Take the ship back.
Is that what they say when they're
Yes, that's what they say.
okay?
To the haze. Yeah.
I haven't been passing the pipe lately, but but let's see who we have here all weekend. We had some really. You could turn your cameras on too.
Come on.
April, good to
Camera,
see
everybody.
you. Leanne, we can't go anywhere without Leanne. Who else? Well, April, what was the
Susie, where are you?
what was it like for you, April? You were here all weekend.
I was. It's a lot to process, but it was really good. Obviously, I stayed. So, not because I had to. There was a lot of great information. I'm still on the fence of where I fit in with everything, but
Okay. Well, come on, you're a Starseed.
I learned a lot. You know, like I personally have Lyme disease in Canada. They're not allowed to diagnose it. None of the tests are valid. And you know,
Oh, Richard.
yeah, I will. I've been doing it on myself, but I've had to learn alternate ways. But I use science. I use Rife, and I recommend that we get that into the conversation for future. Yeah.
Can you give a Starseed discount, Richard?
Yes, absolutely. So just know I've trained a bunch of naturopaths in Canada, and you should just know that the essence of this disease that was discovered in the last few years is that there are these persistiforms and biofilms, just like you go to the dentist to take the plaque off your teeth and get to the bacteria. If you don't open up the biofilms to get to these bacteria, they persist. So you should just check out, I published 2 articles at the end of last year. You can just look it up on PubMed on DAP. They're 8-week protocols, just 8 weeks. And if you don't have Babesia and you don't have Bartonella, it's knocking it out. And I've trained naturopaths in Canada. Just check my medical office is medical@hvhac.com. It stands for Hudson Valley Healing Arts Center.com. Medical@VHAC. I can get you the names of the naturopaths in Canada
Okay.
who might be able to help you.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Very grateful. Thank you.
I just want to also welcome John West. Thanks for being here, John, all weekend.
Hey, hi from Lake Havasu to everyone. Wow, what a blessing. What a blessing. We've been blessed every minute.
What's your takeaway? What like stands out for you from this weekend? Like kind of like the frame that.
To me, it's been an affirmation of what I felt my whole life. What from experiences and in other realms and whatnot, but it's just what everybody shares has just been like a waterfall of light and energy that is just bathing. I mean, it'll continue on. It just, I can't say enough gratitude for this beautiful weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Who else was here? Oh, Susie. Yes, you were there. You were the first one online.
Yeah, I was.
Thanks.
I think the only thing that I got from being there first is I got to see Neil's t-shirt yesterday, and he stood up for us to see it, and it was magnificent. I believe.
That's your favorite part of the weekend?
No.
Okay.
It was really cool. No, I think my favorite part was that there was so many activations and downloads. You couldn't listen to anybody but feel, oh my God. And I felt the same thing Sheila felt last night. I just went, oh my God. I mean, I needed to really ground to be able to, I just was like flipping out. So anyway, magnificent. I'm going to be calling Sheila to help with the witch stuff. I'm just so excited. And John West, I only live an hour from you, so I'm going to look you up.
Great. Wow.
So grateful.
Hey, who else has been here all weekend? Emerald, I think you were around for a long time. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here. Nice to see you all. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Are you a Starseed now?
No, always have been, I suppose, like most of us, all of us, right?
Right. Great. Good to see you. Oh, and Samuel, our good friend Samuel in Los Angeles. Samuel, come on down.
I'd like to say that optimism is a self-perpetuating crescendo that builds and builds, and there's no end to the possibilities that we can create by living in that space.
Thank you. Wow. That's I'll go along with that.
100%.
Anyone else?
Like fractalization, you know, it's an upward spiral.
Yeah. Lonnie, you were here.
Yeah, Lonnie.
Yeah, I listened while doing a lot of activities, but the one thing that I got, and it was with John the Angel today, this is not the one thing, but the many things, when she said you have your soul and your soul hunger, and that your soul call never goes away. It just never goes away. No matter what you do, you can't get rid of it. And so I don't know, I kind of got the thing that, you know, answer that call. Answer that call. It's time to answer that call. And that was really something wonderful. Everything was wonderful. I mean, but that just kind of got a hold of me today.
Nice. I missed that. Who said that? Who said that?
John of Angels was talking about soul hunger. Yeah. And as soon as she said soul hunger, I was like, whoa, because I think everybody knows what that feels like. You're hunger, you're longing for something. And as a nice, hefty set woman, I hunger for, you know, lots of things, but that soul hunger, you know, just feel that. Can you feel that? Can you feel like when you're hungry, how you, that's something that drives you to want, that drives you to need something. And, you know, so that your soul call does not go away. No matter what you do, you cannot get rid of it until you feed it.
Thank you. That's great. That's great. What about Omar? Are you still with us? You've been here all weekend and have a lot to say. There you are, Omar. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm here. Fantastic, guys. What a wonderful conference here today. Really enjoyed it. And I gotta say, the activator from Flo and his music was just phenomenal. Really enjoyed that. And Phil Gruber, as always, just a total third eye activator and total enlightenment there. Opens up my mind each time, and I really enjoy it. And it's just been a wonderful conference, and took a lot of notes, and learned a lot of stuff from every single speaker. And Dr. Horowitz was just totally amazing. I was just riveted by his presentation and saving the world. And I think each one of us are on a quest to save the world in our own way through planting these seeds of consciousness that we do on a daily basis, and then getting together in a community like this and having a longhouse meeting, and sharing our thoughts and testimonies and such. And it's just been a beautiful weekend all around. So thank you very much to everyone, and to Sheila for putting this together, and Alan, you facilitating, and Neil putting it up to for everyone to watch. So I love you guys all very much, and really looking to solidify and build our community that we're building here together, because it's only through these communities can we really share what's going on through our mind, because we know we sometimes can't share stuff like this with our families and our friends, because a lot of them are really close-minded and really don't understand where we're coming from. And essentially because they're not really starseeds themselves, right? So it's important for us to get together and share the love, right? Because that's what's really it's all about, and everything else is just an illusion. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Omar. Crystal Ames, looks like you were looking for a good position to talk to us. Unmute. Hi.
Yeah, this was really a wonderful weekend for me. Can you hear me? Because there's a lot of
Yes. Tell us what was wonderful for you, particularly. What really?
I think what I take away is that in this time zone, in this particular time and space, I have a place. I have a place on the earth, and it's a place that I can occupy that no one else can occupy. And I've been in other groups, and when I leave those groups, they seem to be open people, but they don't really let me have the space to be who I am at that very moment. Like I feel now, I have my place on the earth.
Oh, nice. Thank you for being here with us. Yes,
Thank you for being here.
You have a place in the Wish Alliance.
For sure.
Yes, you do. Thanks so much for saying that. What about April Colazzo? Thanks, April, for being here.
All right. Well, thank you for this wonderful conference. It's been great. I missed a few parts, but I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing. I've always wondered, since I was a kid, I knew that I was not from here. And I used to tell people that, and they just thought I was funny and they would laugh, and I got a reputation of being a clown. And so I stopped telling people. I even had a couple of words that I knew from, and I said, this is from my language. And, I was never taken seriously. But then just a few months ago, I had a soul reading with Trisha McCannon. And she told me how old my soul is, 6.5 billion years old. She told me how long I lived in, what my angelic origins. She told me about my elemental lifetimes. She told me about how long I lived in the fifth dimension and the fourth dimension. And then she told me that when I came to the third dimension, that I was Pleiadian, and I was a Pleiadian for 40,000 years. more than 40,000 years. And then she said, about 9,000 years ago, I came to Earth for the first time with the Pleiadians, as a Pleiadian on a ship. And we came here to help rebuild society or something like that. And there was an accident and I died in the accident. There were 5 of us that died. I died, and one of my daughters is my daughter right now, that she died in that accident as well. And because we died on Earth, we got caught in the karmic cycle of this planet, and that we had to reincarnate back on Earth. And I didn't want to reincarnate back on Earth, but I had no choice. So I've been here, well, I started my incarnations here about 9,000 years ago. And then she told me about my various different lifetimes here. And so, you know, I've kind of wondered like where my place is as far as being a starseed is concerned. And then she said that my daughter and I both incarnated again on Earth at this time because of what Earth is going through right now. And we came here to be a part of that and to see that happen. I still haven't figured out what my role is in doing all of this. I mean, I do share things with people, so I guess that's part of it. But hearing all of this from all of you, you know, it just makes me feel like I'm not that funny person that people used to think that I was when I was a kid, and I'm not alone in all of this. And, you know, but then I just wonder, you know, what my starseed role is now, or am I even considered a starseed since I've been here?
You're a starseed. We consider you a starseed. Yes, it's official. I love the starship you're on.
Yes.
You're on a great start. What was that, Neil?
No, I was just saying, I think if you're thinking like, hey, I feel like I could be a starseed, am I? I feel like maybe you are if you have those thoughts, you know?
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I spent more time in the Pleiades in the 3rd dimension than I did on Earth.
Yeah.
But I've been here for a while. So that's what I was wondering.
Well, that's the thing. If all time is happening at the same exact moment, you're simultaneously living all those star lives as well. And even if time wasn't all happening at once and it was linear, you still have roots off planet, and that energy must affect you right now. But it's all a label, right? Like it depends how you look at it, because some people think that 90% of everybody's star seeds, the other people are earth seeds. Some people think everyone's a star seed, just like someone said earlier today. Like that, this is my belief, that no matter what, we all come from the stars. We all come from cosmic dust, from ether that manifested into physicality. We are literally star dust manifested into mineral form on Earth. And well, something that a lot of people don't realize is Earth is in space. You know, like we are not separate from it. We are within it. And I feel like just the fact that that's the reality connects us to, you know, our cosmic nature. It's my personal belief.
Oh, Neil, even when you're not rapping, you're rapping, man.
Right. April, if you think you're from somewhere, trust that, because, you know, most people don't even consider that. Might have a very nice family, but they say, what do you mean you're not from? I mean, where do you think you're from? But, you know, you have to just trust that feeling that your soul's origin, I think maybe that's what might explain it, was from elsewhere, perhaps. I mean, thank you for sharing. I love your starship too, April.
Thank you.
I was going to say real quick, Kath has her hand raised, and I want to let everyone know that she is our 1,000th person to get us over the line of 1,000 with our Wish Facebook page. So thank you. Woo-hoo!
Find a way to be of the greatest service. Find a way to be of sincere and dedicated service to yourself, to the world, to God. Ask. Just ask, you know, how could I be the greatest server, to be of service to the world? Just ask. You'll get the answer. You'll get it.
Thank you. What about Lynn? You've been in there. Lynn Howe, yes, talk to us. What stands out for you? Unmute.
Hi, yes, I just unmuted. I have been doing a lot of the Starseed and various things. I just found, and I'm reading Making Contact. I was, you probably
Thank
saw me.
you.
Yeah, from a couple of months ago, there was one with Mark Sims where
Yes.
he did that whole meta universe thing. That was
Yeah.
so cool. And then it
Yeah.
disappeared. I don't know where everybody went, but it was really fun.
Yes. So
Um,
what stood out for you with the Starseed weekend here? What did you get? What did you come away with?
Well, I'll be honest, I just started it today. I have to go watch yesterday.
That's okay. We're happy you're here.
Yes, me too. Philip Gruber, you are just, I am loving your vibe. I am like, yes, because I know I came to this earth at this time for a particular purpose, and I'm mission driven, like totally mission focused. And really, I've been looking for the Great Awakening. I was originally a Christian. I was into Christian history and the Great Awakening in the 1800s. I kept thinking it was coming that way. And now, especially since COVID, it's done this about face where it's bigger, better, and more that you could ever even imagine. So.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Wow.
John West, I see your hand up, brother. Did you want to jump in here?
Let's see. I think
Who's
Kath.
that? Kath.
Kath. Yes.
Unmute, Kath.
Hi there, everybody.
Hey.
Peace to all the gods and goddesses in the room.
Wow.
I have
Where are you?
I have enjoyed my time here. I missed a little bit today. So much. I have found out so much about myself in the past 2 years. Believe it or not, I'm a quadriplegic. I got paralyzed 37 years ago. And I had a recent stint in the hospital after I broke my hip. And I had another near-death experience, and I ended up with a walk-in. And I've been thinking, raised Catholic, I've been thinking I had demonic possession, even though it was telling me how beautiful I am, and I feel so different in my body. And like you were saying, Sheila, it tried to heal me all the way. I actually have, I can open my hands now. I couldn't open my hands for 35 years. And my phone keeps dropping. Sorry, you guys. And yeah, I thought I was like, I didn't know what was going on with me until and I'm an open channel on my phone.
That's
so
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We should have you should have a call with Sheila. She can really help you kind of keep dropping into that. Right, Sheila?
Just shoot me a text at sheilaseppi.com. That's my email. Sorry. Yeah, it's my email.
Sheila at sheilaseppi.com.
Uh-huh.
I will. And I feel I'm like a redheaded, blue-eyed, RH negative starseed with a walk-in. And I definitely feel like a hybrid, and I've never fit in. So I'm feeling right at home among all y'all. So thank you so much.
Where do you live?
I live in King George, Virginia.
Okay. I'm from Virginia.
May I
Are
say
you?
something?
What's that?
I'm just
Where in Virginia do you live?
Well, I live in Colorado now, but I'm from the southwestern portion between Roanoke and Bristol.
Okay, I'm very familiar with that area. Well, kind of familiar. So
Hildegard's very excited about saying something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't help myself here because I walked in 29 years ago. And this was a very horrible roller coaster ride, to the point that at some point, one of my legs did not work, period. And we got to talk. I am so honored that you are here today sharing what you're sharing, because I was writing desperately in my journal book a long time ago, well, if this trip is so important, why can't you give me a perfect vehicle to work with? And the answers were always, oh no, this is just perfect for you to embody what you later on will have to talk about and help other people to learn about. Only when you walk the walk. Or who was the singer saying, you gotta suffer to sing the blues, or you gotta walk the talk to have a right to talk about it. I am so glad you unmuted yourself, Kat. What a privilege to meet you. It kind of confirms something I wrote like 30 years ago. You know, it's just, wow. This is just.
I guess we're activating each other,
Oh,
Helga.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And
thank you, Kat. Oh my God.
Thank you for your kind words. And I also been told lately, it's like, this is what I feel is happening on the planet right now. Because when I had this walk-in, I got some serious prophetic messages. I got all kinds of stuff. And I feel like I have Archangel Jophiel with me. Like, I'm not the only one controlling my body. I'm looking straight up. So,
what are the
yeah,
messages? What's the messages? Can you share some of what you got?
It was talking about look, I feel like I should ask before I say anything, because I don't always get everything right. So
Okay, we're here with you.
I can talk about it. It's saying, yes, I can talk about it. So my whole body moves. It's not me. And it was telling me that Trump I was like a Democrat. I've had a disability and all this stuff, for so long. And it was telling me I was writing so much that the pen was dying. They wanted to throw me in the loony bin. You know what I mean? Because I woke up from this, having this near-death experience in the hospital, and I had the strength of like 10 men. And I was spouting all this stuff, saying God told me I was going to walk again.
Wow.
Oh my God, here goes my head. And God told me, oh my gosh, stuff about Trump. Yes. That Trump was in there to do right things.
Well, we don't have to get political, but
right. But you know what I mean? I don't know if they're all working for the same master. You know what I mean? But it has led me on a journey to find the truth, be a truth seeker. And that's all I've really been doing since this happened to me. Like, I'm delving into ancient history and Tartaria, and I'm just getting everything I can. When certain things happen, I vibrate all over. I get different feelings. I can go outside and my body vibrates so much, I almost feel like I'm going to dissolve into the matrix. You know what I mean? It's weird how I feel. It's amazing how I feel. I'm so grateful.
Your neurology's coming back online.
Yeah, well, definitely talk to Hildegard and Sheila and keep making contact for sure.
Thank you for letting me have space today. I see you on Clubhouse, Alan, and I'm in all those groups and those rooms now, so I'm loving it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, come to the UFO rooms and definitely, let us know the progress, Sheila, when you connect.
Sure.
What about Glenda has her hand up. Glenda, you want to join us, or are you just
hey
waiting?
guys, this was wonderful. Wonderful this weekend. I know my video isn't working right now. My
That's
battery
okay.
is very low. I've been carrying this cell phone all around the house today. So it's like saying, no, it's going to die if I do that. So, but it has been wonderful. The energies, the vibrations, and the ability to reach out to so many people now. So they realize that they're not alone. They're not the only ones there. We are all a family. We're all together. We're here for a magnificent job.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Was it Eric's, you've been here all weekend. You've got some great comments in the chat. Do you want to turn your mic and camera on? Yeah. Or just sure. You don't have to
I'll just turn my mic on. It's been incredible. What's amazing to me is each one of these Portal Ascension and Watchers talks that we've done over the last year. They're all been building, and they all have a different theme. And this one felt different to me. I couldn't put my finger on it, but what I got was it's all about co-activating each other this weekend. Yes. And it came from one of the last comments somebody made. And it's just been incredible. This morning when I woke up and went to watch the sunrise, it was incredible, the communication between Gaia and myself, and just she was so balanced and so happy, and the harmony. The forest was amazing. The cardinals don't usually come out until later on in the morning, in the afternoon, and they sing all day. And this morning, for some reason, they were up first thing, bringing the sun up, and it was just incredible. And the sun showed me today. I was really hyper focused and tuned in, and as it rose above the horizon, I didn't go to my usual place to watch it. I stayed in the woods. And I saw the light filter through the leaves, and I could see second to second the brightness of the sun just popping open. And he was telling me that this is what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to continue to amp up that light, just like he showed me. You can use the notches on the stereo knob, or you could just go analog and slowly crank it up. But we have to keep cranking it up. And Kyle, also same thing. We're all acupuncture needles. When we ground in earth, we not only heal ourselves, but we heal her. I also learned today to do dog down barefoot and with my hands to dump out all the chi that you can pick up when you're giving a body massage to somebody. I don't know how not to do this, but as an empath, I've always taken other people's illnesses and things into my body, and they've caused me problems because I didn't know how to get rid of it or how to block it. But now I have a way to do that, and I want all of you to know that you can do it too. And when you do dog down, try to make your body a triangle. And that's all I have to say. Thank you all. I love you all. This has been
Thanks,
incredible.
Eric.
Dr. Horowitz, amazing. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
He had to leave, but you could be in touch with Richard anytime. Thanks, Eric, for your comments. Leanne, I think you're raising your hand, or you're just waving to us. Okay, unmute.
No, I raised my hand. I'm really happy to hear Eric say something. Thank you for saying something. I actually love everybody in this room so much. I started attending Portal to Ascension events, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. And I feel like I've really been fast tracking stuff that all of you have delved into so deeply for decades now. And you've all made it really easy to play catch up, I guess, kind of. Because you're also tuned in, and everything that everybody shares is so fine-tuned and on point, and really kind of just has helped me validate, might be the wrong word because that's kind of an ego word, but it really makes me feel more comfortable in my own skin. And I can honestly say, like, after 56 years on this planet, I probably am the happiest I've ever been. Even though the world is probably more challenging than it's been in my lifetime. I was born in 65, so I really, this is probably the biggest crisis I've experienced. Unlike my 98-year-old mom, who's been through so many strange things from World War II and other things. But like, anyway, it's just such a fabulous place that Neil and all of you and all of us who attend to soak up the information have created. And it's just such a lovely thing to be a part of. And I'm so very grateful to all of you guys. So grateful.
Thanks again. Thank you for that. Okay, is that everyone?
Anybody else?
Neil, what about Sarita or Matthew or Ralph?
This is Sarita.
Oh, Sarita. Hi. Sarita is a great remote viewer too, I have to say. You did really well in that class, Sarita.
Oh, you're a great teacher. And making contact that helped me.
Yes, we're here to make contact, right, Phil? Phil is translating it into Octorian, so we'll be okay. Go ahead.
And I just want to share and express my feeling real quick. because I would first met Niels in Iseti, and I think I meet Alan also, and then when Niels started Portal to Ascension, I really admire him, that he's very working hard, him and his wife, and I really like his music, his healing sound. I even have his CD with me. Listen to that, and I really enjoy Alan's and Phil today, because it's remind me of to be happy and be the inner child, and life is always good. It made me crack up and laugh all the time today. And I felt like the whole weekend, this weekend, I felt I fit into the family, because I was born really sensitive since when I was a child. And I keep have a question like, why I'm here? Why I'm here? Until my father was upset with me, because why I keep asking him that question, because I never be able to communicate with my parents. And what I feel, what I see, what I smell, because I can smell thing, I can see the beings, and they think I'm crazy. And this weekend with the Starseed, I felt like, oh, maybe I'm a Starseed. I'm a Starseed family.
Mhm.
And I felt like, I found my family. I feel more confident to fit in. That's why I moving forward and talking to you guys, and I'm thank you deeply, deeply appreciate Neil and Tanya, his wife, working so hard, and Sheila, let's have this program, and Alan, I see you every day and you work so hard and you remain strong and healthy. You prove by, you walking your step, and I saw you, you walk, you devote yourself, and everyone in this, on this panel. And I'm just like, I already see that we all reach to the point of what we're looking for. The world of healthy abundance, happiness, peace, and we all one. Thank you. Love you all.
Thank you, Sarita. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
So, Neil, are you going to do a closing? Does anyone else have anything? Did you want to do a closing thing?
Yeah.
Or
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
is that it? I hate to say goodbye, but never can say goodbye.
We'll be back in January.
And before that, every week, don't you have a meeting every week, Sheila?
Every Thursday and second Monday through the end of the year. Yeah.
And how can they find that again?
They just go to wishalliance.org, and all of the information is up. The link is up, so just join us.
And I do an ET roundtable every Wednesday night on YouTube. Look for New Realities on YouTube. And Neil's doing something. When's your next thing on Portal to Ascension, Neil?
Tomorrow, I'm doing another 2-day conference with Dan Winter. So I'm doing 4 days, 10 hours a day. So this exact 2 days, I'm doing exactly this, another 2 days like this tomorrow and the next day. So if you guys are interested, that's portal2ascension.org online events. What's that?
Just stand for 2 days?
No. It's Elaine Danan, Seth Pravinsky. There's like 10 of us. Yeah.
Wow. Let me know if you're going to stream anything on the
panels. So for everybody who's on YouTube, we're going to do the panels exactly the same that we've done the last 2 days. We'll have 2 more panels. And this event's called Activating Conscious Evolution. So it's 2 days of straight up information science to validate the fact that this is real and you can activate your conscious evolution, and tools and techniques. My presentation is going to be how to use sound and vibration in order to basically uplift your life. So I'll be talking about ancient history and sound, and then quantum physics. And then that will go into the new future tools that are using vibrational awareness that we're going to be seeing in the near future. So if you guys are interested, check that out. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, because we're going to be continuing to come with amazing information. Joan and I are doing our first show together, even though we've done things sporadically in the past. We're going to be doing a show on Portal to Ascension YouTube on Tuesday. So I'm going to be doing 2 events at the same exact moment. And the one on Tuesday is going to be on the esoterics and history of Immaculate Conception, the virgin births. So that's going to be epic. So check all that out. All right, so shall we get into the closing here?
I just want to say everyone here is so great stuff going on. Kevin, what's your website again, just for people?
I do have a website. It's kevinjbriggs.com. There's a couple of channels on there that I've done, some interviews and things, a lot of information there. So yeah, just kevinjbriggs.com.
Great. And jodysirota.com, of course, and
JohnofAngels.com.
John of Angels, Phil Gruber, everywhere. Wait, you're muted, Phil. Unmute, or just giving us hand signals. Phil, unmute. Phil, he'll talk to us. Phil, yep.
Phil
You'll
Gruber,
unmute it a long time, okay?
1953 at Hotmail.
I do have a website,
Oh, good.
mostseminars.com. Mostseminars.com.
Oh, thank you. And I'll have a website soon, right, April? Is that true? Yes? Oh, she's smiling. Yeah, no? Maybe, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I'll post
Kiara.
it. Yeah, absolutely. You will.
Okay, good. Kiara, and you are at?
KiaraWindrider.net.
Great. Looking forward to hearing from you. Everybody, it's been a great 2 days. How many hours? We've been doing 12 hours, 24. This is 12 hours today. Have we been 12? No, it's
9 hours.
9 hours. 9 hours. Okay, who's counting?
Yeah, 18.
Okay, Neil.
All right. So firstly, because I'm trying to stand up for this one because I've been sitting too long. Can you hear me very well? Not just okay, but very well.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do this. First of all, I'm going to show the shirt that Susie was saying and kind of talk about it real quick. So here's the shirt, right? And basically, like, the reason why I love this shirt is because, you know, it connects to the Prism of Lyra story and how the founder races came from the void at the center of the galaxy. And this is almost like an ET fishing into the central black sun in order to pull out the incarnations that eventually became all the humans that inhabited the entire galaxy, right? So my first poetry piece is about us coming out of the central black sun and then incarnating, you know, but it's, even though it's about us, I'm using myself as an individual soul to represent that. And it's called Astral Travel. And then I'll do another one called Road to Zion. And then that would be it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Astral travel, vibrating high out of the center of the galaxy, rematerialized etheric energy dropping in density, increasing in complexity. To the ends of the spiral we shall go. Planets form all around. I see a water world in the system of soul. My soul speculate in this illusion, a spacesuit made of skin, into a polarized reality of duality, oneness and sin. Carbon-based, I will join the crystalline children, slowly descend through the ozone. I will be born soon, so I enter a womb. Birth cycle almost ends. You see, I rode the unity wave into this dimension, a fabricated fallacy. I forgot when time became linear. Masculine-based society suppressing her. Feminine energy creating stargates and other etheric tools going through the wormhole, spinning around like a whirlpool, here to overrule the external in this earth school. From my eyes, I finally lifted the wool. I reincarnated to this planet November 17th, 1982.
Awesome.
In this world of calamity, with organized piety making people drop to their knees, We be the free. People see right in front. Time for the peripheral, narrow-minded ignorance. Be the bigger man and see the benevolence. The interdimensional energy of love holds my truth above other dimensions. I'm the anti-level vacuum being sucked down with the pull of a black hole, recycled in this universe that knows acceptance, accepting the predicament that I am in, where all the government makes me think I do is all I do is a sin. Straight fear-mongering. So I write with a pen to show a beginning to an end. Just know we chose to be here. Tear perceptions of fear. And remember, Jah will be waiting there. It's time to believe in yourself. To forget monetary wealth. To concentrate on your health. I felt lost, stones pelt, body bloody, judgment by those who say they love me. But what does love mean within these lower frequencies of emotions? Causing mental erosions. I'm frozen in a rapidly moving time with the holes in the heavens flow of energy from realms of divine essence. These beings, they think that we're under their guide to receive lessons of ascension. No, the gods we show, the biblical portrayal of Jesus in pagan rituals, the deities who we worship and bow, and ask for forgiveness, and how can we reach the kingdom of heaven? Away from ourselves, looking externally for personified God, indemnified soul of the old ancestry of the duality of friends and foes. Know this, the energy level will persist. The new world order doesn't matter one bit. No one world without singularity. Physical perceptions manifest in realms of spirituality. No order, pure anarchy to set all of humanity in 13 different third-dimensional planetary systems free. So follow me, and we will all ascend and transcend to the fourth density.
Whoa. Woohoo!
Awesome.
That was
Wow.
fantastic.
Wow. Good. Is that a new one, Neil?
That's one of my oldest ones. I made that in like 2004.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So, like, do we have to say goodbye? Can we just all like hang out for a couple hours?
Well, my dog has to go to the bathroom, so I have to go.
In that case, we'll all must go then. Okay. Well, it's been great 2 days. Time just seems like you just get started and all before you know it. There you go.
Oh, so fast.
And anybody who wants to stay connected, please do go to wishalliance.org. That is the community component of our, unison together and our working together with Sheila. It's where we can have the constant conversations and interaction so that we feel supported as we're moving forward, in these times.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you guys. And Kath, thank you for pushing us over. Kath was our 1,000th person on Facebook. So
my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thanks everybody for being here and taking it in and spreading it out. We take it in and we are changed, move it out to the world.
In breath and out breath. Awesome.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Best Halloween ever. Thank you so much.
We're so grateful.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Sheila.
Nice to meet you, my new galactic family. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much love to everyone.
Until again.
Bye. Happy Ascension
Like
night.
the Waltons on
Love you,
steroids.
Joan of Angels. We love you.
I love you all. Thank you so much. Dawn, you're awesome. You're all awesome.
Oh, until again.
Sheila, way to go.
No bunch of leave. I love it.
I
do too.
Love you all. Good night. And I'll be in touch, honey.
We have Rob Gauthier going to channel for us on Thursday, so be sure to be there. Okay, good night.
Bye, everybody.